So the topic which I am going to discuss today is mobile operating systems. So for this topic I have taken the example of the Symbian OS by Nokia. Symbian is a mobile operating system targeted at mobile phones that offers a high level of integration with communication and personal information management functionality. Symbian OS combines middleware with wireless communications through an integrated mailbox and the integration of Java and PIM functionality. Nokia has made the Symbian platform available under an alternative, open and direct model to work with some OEMs and the small community of platform development collaborators. Nokia does not maintain Symbian as an open source development project. The throwback to Symbian OS. The earlier name of Symbian OS was Epoch, which was mass produced by the software manufacturing company Cyan. The manufacturing of this mobile OS began in the 1980s and in 1988 in a joint venture of three companies, that is Nokia, Ericsson and Motorola. Epoch came to be known as Symbian OS and Cyan was renamed Symbian Limited. In 2008, Nokia full-fledgedly acquired the corporation. The Symbian OS was extremely popular till 2010, but after that, with the advent of the Android OS which we use today, its popularity deteriorated and finally in 2014 its manufacturing was stopped altogether. So the design principles of the Symbian OS are: number 1, integrity and security of the user data; number 2, user time wastage prevention; and the final one, the third one, all resources are scarce. Now let's take a look at the Symbian OS kernel. Symbian OS uses the EKA2 kernel. It provides preemptive multi-threading and full memory protection. EKA2 is modular in approach, means its functionalities are provided in separate building blocks and not on only one monolithic block. It is single user as there is no concept of multiple login in this OS. It is also multitasking as it switches CPU between multiple threads and gives the user of this mobile OS the impression that multiple applications are running at the same time. EKA2 is preemptively priority-based multitasking OS with priority inheritance. It is real-time and it completes its services in a known amount of time. So there are 7 characteristics of the Symbian OS. Let us take a look at all of them. The first one is integrated multi-mode mobile telephony. At number 2nd, we have open application environment. The third one is open standards and interoperability. Fourth one is multitasking. Fifth one is fully object-oriented and component-based. Sixth one is flexible user interface design, and seventh one is robustness. This is the architecture of Symbian OS version 8.1. Symbian OS. Let's take a look at some of the key points which we have to look in this operating system. Hard RTOS based on layered or microkernel architecture. Strong ARM architecture. Program storage microkernel uses client or server session based IPC. Servers mediate access to shared resources and services. Kernel deals with memory allocation and IPCs, and it is also proactive defense mechanism based, which are platform security architecture, OS services and data caging. So this is the architectural overview of this mobile OS. The core has kernel, file server, memory management and device drivers. The system layer consists of communication and computing devices, example TCP/IP, SMS, etc. We also have application engines, user interface software applications. All layers communicate with each other using client or server mechanism. So this is the platform security and the level of trust and security which this OS involves in its working, for maintaining all the possible private information inside it, and so that it cannot be hacked by any other external user, and it also provides very safe features as well. So now let's take a look at the role of the kernel. EKA2 kernel is the key component of TCP multi-threaded and preemptive multitasking RTOS kernel. IPC mechanism, special accessor and copy functions, and thread stacks and heaps are private chunks. When the kernel allocated memory to a process, It overrides it with zeros to prevent any private data from the previous owner being accessible to the new process. Now let's take a look at the remaining 2 points about the kernel. Parameter passing in the IPC request. The length is checked even in the case of a pointer to ensure that the server will not read or write more than the client expected to disclose. Any attempt to read before the pointer's address or after its length will fail. EK2 also takes advantage of the ARM version 6 never execute bit in the page permissions when supported by the hardware. This is used to deny execution of code from stacks, heaps and static data. So another important concept which we have to make sure that we learn if we are learning complete information about the OS is data caging. So what is data caging? Data caging allows applications on a Symbian OS device to have private data which is not applicable by other applications. It is about file access control. Opposite to traditional access control list, it is fixed access control policy. So the tagline here is, the access rules of a file are entirely determined by its directory path regardless of the drive. 4 different sets of rules have been identified which are represented by 4 directory hierarchies under the root slash. So the first one is /system/resource/private, and the 4th point says all other root files and directories, that is public space. So these are the key features of Symbian OS version 8.1. Rich suite of application engines, hard real-time hardware support, messaging, multimedia, graphics, communication protocols, mobile telephony, international support, data synchronization, device management and security. So that's all from the PowerPoint presentation of this Symbian mobile operating system. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you really enjoyed, don't go away without liking, sharing as well as commenting down your valuable feedback about this mobile OS developed by Nokia, which is Symbian. So thank you for watching guys. See you next time. Peace out.